A simple household ritual, tea with his daughters, that Eddie Hughes will never take for granted.
At certain points, lungs packed in, liver was packing in, heart had issues, and so I was put on the necessary ventilators, dialysis, heart machines, or whatever it was. My body wasn't functioning, so it was machines that were basically, for a vast percentage, keeping me alive.
Aged 56, Eddie contracted COVID-19 after 2 previous bouts of sepsis had weakened his immune system.
And I get flashbacks for that period. I don't recall it, but I get flashbacks. But you don't know if they're real or not. They're very, how can you put it, delirious, delirium, hallucinogenic, feeling of being abducted, trapped.
Daughter STACEY fills in some of the blanks.
So a few times we were told we're on hour by hour now, keep your phones on, and we might have to think about one person being able to come up to say goodbye. Only one person would be allowed. But then the next day they would phone and say he's rallied a little bit, that like he's starting to need less oxygen. So they have, at one point he was on 100% oxygen requirement, which meant basically the machine was doing everything for him.
And then the next thing I remember is all these weird dreams and people in blue outfits, masks, visors, and then waking up in the HDU, or high dependency unit. And that was probably more horrific than being in ICU, because I was awake, but you couldn't move, or tubes everywhere, couldn't eat, couldn't swallow, no strength at all. Even though I was out of the coma and I was probably not on drugs and stuff then, I was still very, very agitated. And I'm sure the nurses couldn't wait to see the back of me.
At the hospital in Scotland where Eddie was treated, I spoke to critical care nurse Laura Ferguson.
He was quite slow to wake up, but when he did, he was a very pleasant man, and he was a pleasure to look after. And I very clearly remember taking pictures to send to his family, and he had a big smile and thumbs up for his family, and to be honest, that's my lasting memory of him.
Applause as Eddie finally left intensive care. After weeks on ventilation in an induced coma, a long road to full recovery lies ahead. But, says Eddie, he'll make every day count.
A big urge to do loads more. I suppose most people do when something like this happens. You understand what's more important in your life, yeah? And you understand how important life is.
Jonah, Al Jazeera, East Kilbride, Scotland. Join me, Jonah Hull, for the next part in our COVID-19 series as we go beyond Eddie Hughes' survival to look at the experimental drug that he believes saved his life.